Hello and welcome. If this is your first time visiting, a special welcome to you. We got a special feature today. We are doing a driving tour of Negril, Jamaica, particularly focusing on the West End. And this is a bit of a long video. It's about 40 minutes. And depending on where you're watching it, this will be in different parts or one long video. My name is Winthrop Wellington, by the way, and here on my channel, we really discuss all things Jamaica. But today, as I mentioned, we're going to be doing a bit of tour of Negril, and we're just going to flow with it. We're just going to flow with it and see where this takes us. So we are starting this tour off on Norman Manley Boulevard, otherwise known as the Beach Road at Travelers Beach Resort, which is my family's hotel. And of course, we gotta wait for the traffic, but of course there on the left side of your screen, that is our NEAT Resource Center, or the Negril Education Environment Trust Resource Center. NEAT is my family's nonprofit organization, which focuses on education for young people. So right now we're heading south on Norman Manley Boulevard. Pretty beautiful day, as you can see. I don't know what the temperature was when we filmed this, but it was nice. It was a nice day. And so we're heading towards downtown Negril, and on your left is the shared user path. So that's running, walking, biking, and that goes for a little bit over 2 miles. To your right is the Negril Beach Park. It has a basketball court and the beach, of course, and just really open space. Unfortunately, it's closed right now. They have plans to do some refurbishing. And then we just passed the Negril Community Center. And then we're also passing the craft market on your right side. And this is the South Negril River and Bridge. And we're heading to the Negril roundabout. Of course, going into the roundabout, you have to give way. And if you're in the roundabout, you have the right of way. And we are going west end, so we're going to be taking a right here at the roundabout and veering left. And so here downtown, this is a few shopping centers, if you will. There's Little Caesars Pizza on the right, Popeyes, Burger King. There's a Digicel store down here as well. And on the left coming up is Scotiabank, which some people might be familiar with depending on where you are from, but it's a Canadian bank. And I guess officially this is where the west end of Negril starts. And on your left here is Corner Bar, which is a pretty popular restaurant. Great local food. Haven't had it in a while, but the reviews continue to be very good. And on the left, that's Vendors Plaza. That's the Negril Chamber of Commerce owned plaza. And on the right, obviously, we have the sea. Unfortunately, I don't think we panned right, but you basically can see the entirety of Negril on the right-hand side if you were to look right. You need to get a 360 camera next time, right? Anyway, on the left is the Negril Post Office, not in the greatest of shapes, but that is our post office. And then right after that is Samuel's Hardware on the left. And that's, I would say, probably the most popular hardware store in Negril. Mostly every business uses them. And then on the left, the green building, that's Quality Traders. That's where I do my grocery shopping. Been going there for years. And then we're coming up on the, I guess what used to be the High-Low Value Master NCB Plaza, but NCB and High-Low. Sorry about that there. That is the video that we are teeing up. Hopefully you all can hear me okay. I think I did everything correctly here. We are on a tight schedule today, and I had two videos that I want to react to, but I think we should just get into the first one. So we'll get warmed up here as usual. Please let me know what city, what state, what country you are chiming in from. and we will get rolling here. Got a couple of updates to give everybody as we get into today's video. If you just saw a second ago, it's a video from another channel called 416 to 876 Jamaica. Great. I just found this guy maybe like a month ago, and I've been watching his stuff. He's a bit of a smaller channel than I am, around 10,000 subscribers, and he's been talking about like some really, really, really solid stuff. But we're gonna get into that in a few minutes here. So just a few updates. We had a really, really awesome Throppers think tank yesterday with Miss Dawn Petgrave, and she is a mental health professional. She's been on the live stream podcast here before. She's also been a panelist at ThropX 2023, and we are going to have her back this year. We're in the process of trying to figure out how best to fit her in. But for those who were on yesterday, and sorry if I haven't posted it on the Patreon yet, it was just like a real small group of us, and just like phenomenal. And this has been a subject that we've been talking about in the Throppers think tank, which is the mental health of Jamaica as a whole, and just understanding that it hasn't truly been addressed in a meaningful way, and there's just a lot of gaps in the resources that are needed to address it. And so we really dove in on the Throppers think tank, and also realized that that it's just so great to have these guests come on. And so I'll be posting that in the Patreon today, as a matter of fact, for those that missed it. I saw Justin. Sorry, yeah, you saw the link late. Sorry you missed it. Hope you're well. What's going on, Shauna? Good to see you. Hello, beautiful people, chiming in from sunny Negril, and I'm here in cool Brooklyn for the weekend. Let's get to some comments, and then we'll get right into the video. What's going on? Mickey, good to see you. Phil, Wagwan, RN2CEO, hello, good afternoon. What's going on, Jamar? Phil chiming in from Louisiana. Jamjar, chiming in from England. Good stuff. We got not Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in the house. Good day. Delroy, much love from Brampton, Ontario. Okay, so the gentleman who we're going to be his video, we're going to be watching, he's also in Canada. So let's get into it. Like I said, we got a tight schedule today, and the reason why I was bringing this up, when I flew in on Friday, and when I was in New York here at JFK, like I ran into a subscriber, and just got my bag. I was actually trying to fix something on it, and he just said hello, and he was with his young son, and Jamaican. I hope I'm not giving out too much information about him, but he's from Westmoreland, and he's been living in Sweden for over 10 years at this point in time. And he was just explaining to me like he's trying to come home, and he wants to come back, and he was asking me about my experience in transitioning to Jamaica and having lived there for almost 20 years at this point, which is crazy. And then he got into the challenges. He's building his house in Westmoreland. And then he got into the challenges that he faced in building his home, just about how he got scammed by people that he trusted. And it really almost made him not even want to come back, and make him walk away from the construction of his home, of his dream home and his retirement home. And he has this goal of moving back to Jamaica. And unfortunately, didn't get much into the details, of what happened, but you could tell that he was really still distraught over it. But he overcame it, and he said he didn't let that distract him or dissuade him from continuing to build his home. And he's made the decision that he's going to continue to do it. And it made me think back to this video that we're about to watch. Like I said, I think it was like almost a month ago that I watched this video of this fellow YouTuber, just kind of talking about his experience. And as we know, we've talked about this. This is like fairly prominent and fairly regular, unfortunately, in Jamaica. You hear it all the time about people getting scammed in Jamaica. is particularly in the real estate and development industry, if you will. And it's just crazy. As much as we talk about it on here, it still continues to happen. It just kind of tells me it's just like, man, we need to really talk about it and see and present solutions, the right people to help other people from avoiding this situation. I could see that it's like a big fear because it's so real. It happens all the time. I had another friend. I haven't seen him in like 5 years. Lives in Kingston now. Used to live in Negril. That's how we met. That's how we became boys. And he's also doing a development in Kingston. And he was, he told me about it like a few years ago. I was asking him how it was going. And then he basically told me that it was basically the whole thing got pushed back almost 2 years because he got scammed by by an architect. And they basically he had paid this woman. I'm not gonna say her name. He told me, he's like, yo, say her name on the pod and everything. And it's also like that also makes me question, like, how do we like in the platform, like how do we digitally bring these people to justice, if you will? I always say there's always two sides to every story, but some of this stuff is just so blatant, and then it's also happened to like close friends of mine. And I just wonder, it's just like, man, how, especially in this day and age, like how can these people think they could get away with this stuff? So anyway, back to my friend's story, who's doing the development in Kingston. And so basically he paid this architect to submit some papers to the government to get approval. And he's waiting months and months and months. This was like, he said it was like $3 million Jamaican dollars that he had given this person. And nothing happened. Come to find out, she just never did the filing. And he basically, his whole thing was like, the money is one thing, but it was the time that he wasted thinking things were moving along. And then on top of his project didn't move at all for, I think it was like a year and a half or something like that. And then once he found out, he had to go get another architect company, which was, he said it was a more professional company that was recommended by they were on like a very big project. I won't name the name of the project in Kingston. And he went with this firm instead. And so I was like, man, I was just like, man, I really, really feel bad that happened to him. But like again, this seems to be such a regular occurrence, and you'll hear about it. And he's just randomly, again, this young man and this young family, he's trying to move from Sweden and move back to Westmoreland and start his dream home. And then, as you see in the video that we're about to start, it's like the same thing. And I feel like, and it's all different. And going back to my, I know I'm jumping around here, going back to my friend who's doing the development in Kingston. And he's like, the thing that got him so mad, he's been here so long in Jamaica and he understands. And he's like, he'd rather get scammed. This is like his words. He's like, he'd rather get scammed by like the little guy who's trying to steal like 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 here and there. But he's like, when you get to like the big money, he's like, oh, it's just terrible. And he's like basically making the case like you can get scammed from the top coming all the way down to the little guy, right? And I think I alluded to another situation that of a very similar situation. This is more on the construction side. That I have a friend who's doing a commercial construction in Kingston, and same thing, got scammed by this contractor. I mean, I don't even want to say the number, like hundreds of thousands of US dollars. Let's put it that way. And like it just hurt me when he told me this, and I was just like, man, I wish you came to me, because like we, in doing this podcast and creating this community and this platform, and then also having lived here 20 years, like I've gone through this. We've gotten scammed. My dad has gotten scammed. We've lost money over the years of like trying to trust people. And then you kind of sift through, and this was like kind of the conclusive statement that my friend had made with the development in Kingston. He was just like, uh once you find a good person or good people, I mean, that could be a carpenter, that could be a plumber, an architect, whatever it is, it's just like you hold on to them. And I say, like, as bad as Jamaica, oh, I think I got frozen here. I think I'm frozen here. Let me know if you can see me. Sorry about that. Not sure what happened here. So with that, like I was trying to make the point of just like once you find good people in Jamaica, like as challenging as it is kind of going through this process of finding people, like even like for every I don't know what the ratio is, but let's say for every X amount of bad mind scamming person there is like one excellent, phenomenal, over the top, great person. And it's just like once you find that person, it's like hold on to them. And like over the years, I would say you kind of start to collect, if you will, this group, this network of like very reliable. You can turn your back, close your eyes, trusted people. But it sometimes it takes years, decades to get to that point of just sifting through. And it's just sad to say, but that's just the reality. That's just the reality. Especially if you're going to do what would I say? Trying to do construction on your own in respect to like maybe you being the foreman, you being the contractor, and like taking that on. It's definitely more challenging that way. I mean, even using our experience at Travelers, it's like now we have like a really great group of maintenance construction workmen, and it's really working out for us. But man, it took so long to get to this point. And I advise when my friends are doing this kind of thing, I was like, hey, come to me. And because there are these trusted people that I've worked with in Negril, and then also even in just this platform and my investment conference, there have been just solid people that I've been working with. And I mean, fingers crossed, knock on wood, every like especially the people I've had at Thropex, the contractors, the architects, the quantity surveyors, like, and this has been like over a year now. The people I recommend, so far so good, and the experience has been like all thumbs up and has been really great so far on the construction, architect, quantity surveyor, architectural landscaper, like these sort of professions have been really great. And that's great. And for people coming into this industry and trying to do their own construction, their own home, it's like, man, and you'll learn from the video we're about to see now. It's like you got to go with professionals, and I think that's like the first step, right? Is like even though you can my point is like you can get scammed at any level, and even though you go to a quote unquote professional, there's still a risk there. But I think the first rung of mitigating risk is like I can never recommend. Very rare, very seldom I have heard of successful stories of sending down money to friends, to cousins, to family, and things working out peachy clean, squeaky clean, whatever you want to call it. So it's just like I would, even my friend, he's building, the one who's building a villa in Negril. He was going to do that. I was like, man, you can't do that. Like I don't even want to get into it, but it was like he didn't go that way, thankfully. But it's just one of those things. You just want to learn these life lessons from other people instead of learning yourself. And again, the video that we're going to watch now, which I'll put on, you'll get a feel of this. All right, so this is, like I said, this is 416-2876 Jamaica. Like I said, I found this guy's channel maybe a month or so ago. Great channel. And there's so many other videos. Like this guy is just keeping it real. I like a lot of the topics that we talk about and we reference here. he's explaining and going through himself with his lived experience, and he's very raw. And this is like, I could tell like this guy is like super real, and I appreciate his content. So let's get started. It takes a little while to warm up into it. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit, and hopefully everybody can hear it okay.
But people, you know, don't see thumbnail I'll come to talk about, right? But I just want to shout out everybody who've been liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel also. All right, my people. So people, again, if you're new here, we do a lot of vlog videos about different places in Canada. Like we do park videos, mall videos, hood videos, and walk through. I'm gonna walk and talk. I'm gonna show on it live, right? That.
Yes, definitely give him a sub. It's worth it. Trust me, he's really, really good.
And we also do house videos in Jamaica, showing different places we're selling and properties and mall, parks, beaches, waterfall, and excursion type of ideas. Even people and all around the world when we travel to different places. So
I'm speeding it up to 1.5. Let me know if that's too fast, but when we get to the meat of the matter, I'll slow it down a little bit.
If you're new here, just please like, share, and subscribe. But right now, people, within a neighborhood, I really want to show off some of these houses also while I walk and talk, because the topic is very sensitive to me and also sensitive to a lot of people who's been commenting on the last video. I want to make this video to really emphasize on this topic, because I know chap. So people go walk and talk and show in some of them places. So people, it's for me that's the end of my people, because we still been commenting on the last.
I'll make sure that we heard what he said. So it's the new chopping.
Last video, I want to make this video to really emphasize on this topic, because I know chap. So people go walk and talk and show in some of them places. So people, it's for me that's the end of my people. Because we still over by the Blue Mountain Resorts here, because we are doing a movie over here. We get a one shoot booking, so we're here for a couple weeks, you know. So we're over here and make life work, see when we get back.
And that's why I also like him. He's a creative himself and doing movies. And another video I saw, he was doing a wedding. So maybe that's why I like his channel and how he's doing everything as well.
One gig, because we have to save up some money for go back a yard, you know. I never forget yard in our people. Remember one thing, one thing in our people, you never forget where you come from. I mean, although the fight is out there and the fight is real in our people, we still stop. But see the comments them. We have to start shout out some of the comments them in the videos. Shout out some of the people them who's been subscribed from day one and have been shouting me out. And my apologies to all of the people them. If me never come on here and shout out on the names, I'm gonna start screenshot the names them of the people who always comment and show some love. Big up to the super thanks people, them super chat people, them who left all a $1, $2 donation, $2, $3, $4, $5, $10. Me appreciate it, because that can go to my new camera. Because the money where me work, I go to the house. But people more for showing some new house development. Not really new house development, you know, but some nice house over this area. I say, you know what? I have to show them, you know, because the new designs of what them have, and I will probably can take notes on the designs, on all the nice house right to some people, on the design of the houses them too. You understand? Look on all that. Imagine you have all this in Jamaica. Over by all Elsha heists, one up on the top. Oh, man, you know, make no tradition. Oh, them always make it look on them house, my people. And you also, oh, they make it out of this, I make it. No, you can get the same thing, because I will leave a place, no, me not.
Yeah, I'll say that I would love to see modern architect like this kind of become the norm in Jamaica. We're seeing it here and there. You know, even my friend who's doing the villa in Negril, his house is like that. I would say it's even better. It's better than that house. Super modern, high ceilings. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But I would definitely love to see architect like this be the norm.
Jamaica, let me see. Have them type of vibes here now too. You understand, my people? You want to know which part of my turn going on? You want to know if around your same turn go or the next side? But less. I think it's down. Yeah, down more, my people. It's like the new chopping. And this chopping's been going on, the new scamming in Jamaica right now. And I know it's not new, you know. It's just that a lot of people just name that note. People, you know how much billions of US and Canadian and England dollars send to Jamaica every year? Billions, you know. This is higher than the tourist board itself, you know. Of normal Jamaicans who leave Jamaica, you know, my people. Go overseas. You understand? Go overseas. Work them 9 to 5. Work them 8 to 5. 9 to 5. 8 to 4. 7 to 3. 6 to 2. 5 to 12. Whatever shift you have. Right, my people? Go out there and work. Some people have to do double job. Some people have triple job. What do you see a Asian brother? Him living in California. That man living in his car. And the man saying just has work just to send back money back home. Alright. That guy is a God blessing you. God know, because when I see the Jamaican people that do that. Remember me tell you that. And then you have the Jamaican people over here. We try hard Me see my virgin. Him say father help him family them come over here. The man work and work and work, send for brother, sister, everybody where man could have send for. And you see the way them treat him. When them come over here and the whole of them buy your house, the man use all of fee money. I help everybody. People look on the nice property. I'm sorry about that, but just look on the properties. People want to walk and talk, see them, you know, but me just want to see property them while me attack. Okay, please, and just look on the property them while me attack, right? But yeah, my people, dog help everybody.
Hi, I'm Natalie, and I've been a Whoop member since 20.
Sorry, yep, there's going to be some commercials. I'll just mute it.
Nobody no really look back on the dog. The man live in an apartment and all of them buy house and this and that. The man use all of fee money. And nobody couldn't say, yo, I could buy the man a car. I could help him get a house. No, everybody was selfish when they came here. I'm born to be, you know, my people. Sometimes a lot of us Jamaicans or Caribbean people, or people overall, I think a selected few of us were born with too much kindness. All when we see red flags in our people, it's like we overlook it or something, and we just leave it alone and I say, yeah, Father gotta go make it better or whatever. You understand me? I try to say, my people. But reason why I'm coming with the topic, my people. With me, my situation now, my people, the amount of money what me send to Jamaica, my property should have been done about a year and a half ago, just to show you how ungrateful some people are. I read a comment, you know, my people. I want to comment. I brother, I try to screenshot the comment, but I lost it. My phone got shut off. And I lost the comment when I try screenshot it, right? The man say, I think our next brother me that read too. The man say, I'm saying money and countless. I want video me that watch. One of them, my people. Countless of money. God Jamaica, my people. And when him come and figure it out, him couldn't God Jamaica a couple years, right? You know when you run off and vibe and thing you try make. You hustle, right? Him couldn't God Jamaica and him send him brother money. Money on top of money. For doing property and stuff like that. You understand? And when the man really go back to Jamaica, no property wasn't there. Couldn't even get contact with him, brother.
And this is obvious, like he's going to go through it, but this is obviously an extreme situation. But the thing is, it's like you can hear the frustration in his voice and you can hear the fed upness, if you will, in his voice. And the same thing with the guy that I met in the airport is just completely frustrated. And I think a lot of people, especially people who are receiving these funds to do a job and to help out, they don't understand how hard it is in a Toronto or a Sweden or a New York to earn $1 and to send it back. And it just becomes, and it's just like a terrible mindset to have, to like think that, you know, your cousin, your friend, your brother, whoever it is this cash cow of unlimited funds to send back to you, to build their house. And then you're siphoning off money. And it's such, and I could tell even the guy, so you think Sweden, nice country, nice people, good living, first world, yada, yada, yada. And you could tell this guy who has like his kid looked like it was like 1 year old, and he just didn't he wanted to come home. He wanted to come home, and he was doing this thing for his family to earn a living and to eventually come back home. But the frustration, this guy, I saw in his eyes and his body language, it was just like really sad. And this reminded me again of this video and of 416-876, his frustration that he's expressing right now and telling the story of this gentleman who bought this land and this property that he was building, and it was just never there. Anyway, let's keep rolling here.
Yeah, man, I take all that money go build up film property and disappear. Oh, you can be so heartless. You know your brother situation. You know where man up to anytime the brother they could get deported and have to reach back a yard. And you know, when me see people just a drop like fly at Jamaica, you know, some of them situation add up just to being because people can't take the stress. And when people send, imagine you work over $500,000 US dollars and send to Jamaica and you say, yeah, come back here, look on this mansion in front of us. And say, yeah, come back to see all your mansion at Jamaica. Because I know you're just tired and you're just tired of the American lifestyle and the Canadian or England lifestyle or European lifestyle. And you say, no, you want to just come back home and just go relax. And when you come back home, you don't even see nothing. You probably see one room. You probably see foundation on this nice property, people. Come on now. I mean, if you try to build and have these type of dreams too. And the reason why we can't have these type of dreams in my people, because of so
Sorry, another commercial. But I'll use this as an opportunity to address a comment I just saw. Hold on, I'm gonna let that keep going, which is by TDC Consultants here. Let me skip that 1 sec. Get back to that in a second. Great advice. TDC Consultants says there are plenty of excellent designers, architects, and builders in Jamaica. I would encourage people to check the JIA, Jamaica Institute of Architects. These are some resources being offered here. PPC, Public Procurement Commission for contractors and other registered construction and architectural professionals. And so what I usually do is like, I will ask other people in the industry, have you heard of this person? Do you know that person? Because these are close-knit professional circles, right? And there are so many architects, there are so many registered contractors, there's so, you know what I mean? And once you find that trusted person, they might not say outright, like, hey, that person is a scammer, a thief, or whatever, but they might say, you might want to check somewhere else. And I get it too in the hotel industry. And it's just like this professional courtesy, right? You, as somebody, if I'm going to say another hotel and I'm looking at, say, a manager that we're considering hiring, and I go to a fellow hotelier and I ask them, this person used to work for you however many years ago, you know, how were they, sort of thing. And there's this thing, you know, it's like people aren't going to come outright and say, unless it was something egregious, you know, in your face. But if they mean you well, they like, and we are very reciprocal in that sense. They'll let you know, I wouldn't hire that person again, but you can go ahead and make your own decision and just read the tea leaves, read between the lines a little bit and make your decision from there, that you've got this data point and you can make a decision from there. But that's hard to do if you're going to your cousin, right? That's hard to do if you're going to your brother. And mind you, that's not even talking about the capability of the skill set that you are requiring to come up with an architectural design or to do masonry or carpentry, whatever the skill that you're looking for to help you build whatever. So I think these are some great resources. Thank you for that, TDC. And we'll keep rolling there.
Mind people, you know, try walk down the parkway, my people, I'm show you. Because I don't know if a bad mind they in our type of people that it make them so jealous of they don't want the next person to succeed over them. I don't know if it's bad mind is the word, or jealousy, or under depriving, or I think what my brother called me. And I show him what I can say, watch the video them. And I say, brother, you to everybody, them people enough for this and that, you're the only youth. What them enough for this? And then people if this, your brother, I feel it for your dog. I feel it for you, you're the only one who always try to make sure everybody good. Try. Even if a $10 and you say, boom, you can make it work, you try to make it work. And the man say, bro, and you alone not forget this dog and you try. But people, look at this view right here. Sorry. Look at this. These people again in the Blue Mountain area. Probably go get a swim one of them there, you know. But look at this. People, this is a resort. The amount of money where people send to Jamaica and my people. The amount of money where people send to Jamaica. Some people feel look for have something like that. Right here. Yeah, man, my people. Some people feel have something like that at Jamaica. The amount of money foreign people send to Jamaica every year. Every year. Millions of dollars got Jamaica to spend just because them can't find. All right, yeah, people are going to see the comments. People are going to say, yo, find a proper contractor. They will do everything for you. They will make you. Because you can't even trust some of them contractor. Yeah. Guys, I see them thing me went up into. Okay, so when I was say, yo, get a proper contractor, the contractor will make. People will go through that. The contractor, they might see. All right, yeah. I'll when I go to the most reliablest one in Jamaica.
And I have to say, it's like he's right about that. And this may sound like, you know, bad mouthing Jamaica or whatever. Like, it's just the reality, you know, and this is like something that happens if you don't understand the landscape. Jamjar right here says, my ex-husband scammed me 5,000 pounds before we started to build. All I wanted was a small holiday villa. I decided to divorce him, rightfully so. And I hate to say this, but like, this is a normal story. Like I hear this all the time, and I'm sorry this happened to you, Jamjar, but this is like kind of like a regular thing. And I hope as much as I preach it, I know there are people who are going to watch this and they're still going to send their cousin money, and because they trust them and because they're family. I'm telling you, like, money makes people silly sometimes. Very, 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 very silly. Or maybe they just have no moral compass whatsoever to begin with. Either way, why roll the dice? Why risk it? And and I'm telling you, like, don't do it. Don't do it. It's just not worth it. And you think you're going to save a little bit of money because your cousin, your brother, whoever it is a plumber, or they're a contractor and they have this. It's not worth it. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. Because it's very, 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 very rare cases, and I'm hard pressed to even think of a case where this strategy has worked out. And I think it's better to pay the money up front. My friend who's building the commercial space in Kingston, one of the things, he went with a professional contractor, just like 416 is saying here. He went with a professional contractor, and he still lost hundreds of thousands of US dollars on this contract that still hasn't been, on this construction project that still hasn't been complete. And one of the things that he was missing, and I said this before, was a quantity survey. And they can be looked at as expensive, but man, look at the outcome at the end, right? And wouldn't you have rather made that investment, so to speak, up front and have avoided the headache, save the money at the end of the day, and gone to professional, and then also have a peace of mind at the end of the day? All right, let's keep rolling here.
Somehow, some way, you are get through. Some no want to tell me not Jeff or not Jap or not that or not that. You understand? But everybody can have their own opinion. You understand me now? But nobody, but I open my eyes and I go through that. I go through family. I go through friend. I go through people just left me stuff in there. I go through neighbors. My neighbors don't even talk no more. Neighbors, neighbors them say them a mason. Give them a local project to do. Bring out phone for them. What do you get? What do you get? Be a bam bam be damn bam. So can't just the closest family to you, the one family. Where I think would never harm you. And them see them wanna dig out your neck back, dig out your eye.
That's really sad, like really, really sad. And you could tell, like, he's hurt by this. He's really, 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 really hurt by this. Just completely thrown off. And hopefully, most of the people who are watching this are in the diaspora and are trying to do this, build from abroad, and want to have their dream home, retirement home. And I understand and I get that. And it's very possible to do. Very, very possible. And there are many, many success stories of sending down money to professional, to trusted people, giving updates, telling you exactly how the money is spent, how it is divvied up, what was bought, what was spent. It works. There's ways to have it done. There's ways to do it, especially now more than ever with technology, and then also through a lot of these professional organizations and getting recommendations. So it's just like, man, I could tell this guy's hurt, but let's keep going.
Single thing. These people just don't, I don't know if I don't care, them don't care about what they're doing to their family overseas, or they just don't give a rat ass about you. Because if it's not about them, they don't care. You understand? And I saw me as to say, this lifestyle is going now. So that's why I make this video. On the house and my people, multi-million-dollar houses, these are my people. I'll put all in nice ones. People, me I try to get one glass balcony too for my house. Yeah, man. I go try to get a glass balcony right here also. Hello, hi. Quick question. We could walk back here and head out back on the road? Right there? I don't know. Not sure? Okay, thanks. All right. People, I'm going to it's a private driveway. All right, people, I'm going to turn back around and walk back around and show them. Because I try to walk through this driveway. Hopefully, I can see I can come out back. I'm going to see spot it will lead to. But yes, my people, it's like me building this house teach me so much and open my eyes of who I can trust, who I can't trust, what I have to do now when I got Jamaica. And you understand, my people? And a lot of us.
This is how AI optimizes my schedule.
Just want to go through some of these comments while this commercial plays. So Jala Ford, maybe this is a service you can provide throughout. You come across very trustworthy. Thank you. And yes, so like I'm actually thinking about doing that and seeing how to streamline it, because it's like one of those things that I was like, man, do I want to get into another thing, because like this channel keeps going down these different verticals, these different lanes, and it just becomes this other thing that needs to be managed. But I see and understand there is a great need for something like this, like a really, really great need, because as much as we talk about it and as much as we discuss this topic, there are many people who don't subscribe to this channel. There are many people who don't see these videos, don't see 416's videos. So, man, if there's a way to provide the service of some sort, and maybe it's just like for now, like some sort of landing page on my website that says, hey, this is, a Throt recommended architect, a Throt recommended contract, a Throt recommended quantity survey, etc. And if that's going to help people, I'd be up for doing it. But this is something that I'm definitely considering. TDC Consultant says, personally, even if you are going to send money to family members to handle business, draft a disclaimer. I mean, I think that's good, but then, you're really relying on the Jamaican judicial system. And I think it's good from a protective standpoint and a little bit of peace of mind, but contracts are put in place to protect people for when things hit the fan, right? And I get that, but it's just like, man, do you want to even is it even worth putting yourself in that position? Yeah, that you're protected under the letter of the law. But I always tell people, like, I've been sued in Jamaica and I've sued people in Jamaica and have won in both situations, but have felt like I lost in both situations because you're going to court for a long period of time, months and months and months on end. And then, when I sued somebody, the collection of payment, I felt like the onus was on me, which it was on me to collect this money. And it wasn't even a lot of money. I mean, on a monthly basis, like, because the judicial system is very, very, in my opinion, it's very, very sympathetic to the victims in the sense that they, in this works and it doesn't work, right? So in the sense that the judicial system has to, in terms of getting your money back in this case, right? It's lenient because there are very, very poor people, and then there are also people of wealth, right? And they treat, my opinion, they kind of treat everybody the same. So, for example, don't quote me on this. So say, for example, a speeding ticket is, let's say it's 5,000 Jamaican dollars, right? Which is, argument's sake, $33. Which in New York, that's nothing, right? But maybe to an average Jamaican, $5,000, like, that's gonna hurt, right? But if you're somebody, even a middle class Jamaican, that's not really anything. It's not something that is going to disincentivize you from speeding. My opinion, like, my point is, it's like, it's not harsh enough to really hurt a certain demographic of society, right? And then, so same with these lawsuits that I went through, it's just like they were treating the person, and this was based on rental, still in real estate, of like 7 months of back rent that was owed, right? And they made the payments strung out for so long, it would be over a period of like a couple of years that I would get my money back. And I had to keep going, and I was the one who had to go and get the money from the person. And then there's the excuses started. And I was like, forget it. I'm like, I'm not going to take this guy back to court for this money because it's just too much. And it just didn't work out in my favor. And again, they were too lenient because I believe the laws are applying, like, instead of to like the specific situation, they should have, like, I feel like, I'm not necessarily asking for a lump sum payment, but like, it should have been wrapped up in like 3 months, 6 months, instead of over a period of years. And like I said, that's why I felt like I lost in that case. So my point in saying this, I think this is a good suggestion, TDC, in terms of getting things in writing. But at the same time, I'm just like, I personally would like to avoid this whole situation. And I try to always like put myself in a position of power and leverage, where I don't necessarily need to rely on the law. And if it does come down to it, then we can do that. And sometimes this stuff, these kind of contracts that are disclaimers, they're probably better off working when you're with a professional company, right? And you're going through some of the resources that you recommended, TDC. Because if I'm an established business and I'm working with an established business, they don't want to get sued. I don't want to get sued. And so And then also they have a lot to lose. I have a lot to lose, right? But if you're working with some run-of-the-mill guy that doesn't even have his business registered, it's just like, what are you suing for, and what are you going to get if you do win at the end of the day, right? And maybe they'll get jail time, but probably not likely. But at the end of the day, like in terms of like you punishing them, you still have your project to complete, and you still have to build your house. And even if they might go to jail after going to court months and months and months, you still have a problem that hasn't been solved. So my opinion is like maybe try to avoid the whole situation. But like you said, TDC, if you do find yourself like for some reason, somehow there's no way to avoid it, you have to go with your cousin. Yeah, put a disclaimer in place, but that's not something that I'm gonna necessarily rest on. All right, let's keep going here.
That means you go through. Because when I post a video, then my people, a lot of people comment and I say, boy, it's like we have to write a book. Because a lot of us keep on been getting sorry about the bad word, screwed over by unscrupulous people. And I don't know, people, I don't know what going on, but I try to see if I can head back out. And I just don't know if them really know that them people that make our blood pressure go up, diabetes problem, anxiety problem. It's like I don't want to see the family, them members, them overseas, dead. Yeah. I think of that. I think I don't want to see the family member overseas just lay dead so they can't come back to what them build up. Because there's no way only if you treat your own family member them who try. And it's not like these family, because watch it. You help your cousin now. You they are foreign. And you link your cousin, your brother, your sister. And all you try, people may try to see me can escape out of the bushes. But I don't know if I can walk back this way to go back out, You just try see. But now, if you help your family, and you say, all right, yeah, Jeffrey help you, he's in Jamaica, and you keep on sending money to Jeffrey to help you build a property in Jamaica. I know Jeffrey saw that you finish. Jeffrey actually helped you finish your property. Once again, on people.
I love traveling and doing my sports in these epic locations outdoors.
Tons of we'll let that play, and that's while we get to some comments here. A day. No, he's in Canada. He's not in Jamaica. So just a heads up on that. He's just telling his experience of sending money from Canada to Jamaica to build his house. Mosaic says, when giving people money without scrutiny, most people fail because the energy of money is too tempting. So the kind thing is to not put too much responsibility on them and be careful when hiring people. I think that's a good recommendation. Johnny says, we can't throw Jamaica out with the dirty bathwater. It's still the #1 tourism destination globally and best place to live and build if you have the money to live good, secure, no place better than Yad. I agree with that. And I don't think, and we're not doing that. I hope people don't feel that we're doing that. We're throwing the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak. Like not at all. We're just kind of putting more emphasis on cautionary tales and learning from those cautionary tales and living vicariously through other people, and so we don't make the same mistakes that they did. And it's so important not to have the mindset like, hey, my cousin is different. This person is different. They're not the same. I'm telling you, going up to Tanika's comment here, it's money is a funny thing, and people look at money and they look at you as like rich. And you may be in, say, New York or Toronto or wherever, and like you may be just considered middle class. And he does another great video. Man, I wish we had time. Maybe we'll do it sometime this week. He has another really, really great video on his channel talking about being broke in Canada versus being broke in Jamaica. And he goes through the cost of living in Canada and cost of living and it's very applicable to most first world countries, right? And these developed cities around the world, and make some really, really great points on this. And it's definitely worth watching. But it goes back to this money situation where you may be even a situation where you are like poor in these countries, right? And in these cities. But people back home in Jamaica, like you're rich, you're in foreign, and they don't understand what real wealth is and what it really means to have money, and that you really don't have it like that. but they're looking at you as a cash cow, as an opportunity, as opposed to, oh, this is my cousin, he's going to make it, and we're all going to come up together sort of situation. So great point there, Mosaic.
Yes, my think there's a walkway same way, but me that try look for a walkway to exit out, but I say like private. But I can jump that fence and walk back around because a bush will save more time, right? But yeah, Jeffrey help you build a house in Jamaica. So now you can go back home to see your property. You know how good you feel in a year mind watching them people. Hey, me I walk over some things you try to escape out of this number of people. So now you know how good you feel that you have a place to go back to in Jamaica. Where you build up my people. You know how good you feel, my people. Watch me try. I'm all a fence, my people. I try to jump the fence here. I walk over. Yeah. Yes, my people don't try anything. Say, oh, I'm no kids. Ow. Jump back on my back leg. All right. So now we walk back on the street. I take the bush road. But we never want to walk back around this area. So now we're back again. Holy, I'm tired of. But people, when you see the houses though, and thing. So now we are continuing to walk back around to my set side to the houses that we have. They don't look like this, but them still $1 million houses at the end of the day. Right? So now, Jeff helped you build this house. So I don't know, people, Jeff helped build this man house to live a foreign. You don't think the man a foreign I go help? If Jeffrey come to you and say, you know, daddy, or Jay, you know, say me I try start at one thing. You don't think Jay a foreign I go say, you know what, Jeffrey? You're real to your words. And you're the realest you want me know. That's why them say Sean Stab, because Sean Stab only realest you can't tell no. We need some Sean Stab. Yeah, we over here in foreign country, we leave Jamaica, we need some Sean Stab. Loyal to the core, loyal to the bone. Because we don't have your mother, father, sister, brother, cousin, auntie, uncle, grandpa. Nobody not loyal to you. Once you come a foreign and I make money and them think money 3 days over here. So, and yeah, then think you can just now come back a yard where you build up this. Remember me tell you that. Right? You don't think the Jay with the L Jeffrey. So man just look on the goal and right away. So man just look on the target. Yo, you know say Jay build a house at Jamaica, come try tight. Peel them off a bit of money. And tell him say something come up. Something always come up. You either sick, you either need help your car, you either family problem, you either have this problem, you have your own problem. And all we over here try to ask you, you know, yo, you can't just go check up on the property for we. Oh, you can go buy a couple bags of cement for we. Yo, check the hardware them for we. I remember no people. All of these people who are doing that abroad, you know, they might make sure them send a money to take care of them business and also give them a money on top of it, you know. Because nobody over here, we know say, we not do nothing for free. We know that already. We're not doing nothing for us for free. No matter if we send an iPhone today, tomorrow we need something else. No matter if we send $100,000 yesterday, tomorrow we need something else. We always need something else. It's never enough. It's never enough. Yes, it's never enough for over there. Always need something else. You know when we always need something else, we have to get up, go work to buy that something else. We don't have nobody over here for call pan. We don't have nobody over here for really sit down and tell us and tell them what problem. Who can't call us from over Jamaica or anywhere other people them live. I'm telling you, all no problem. I don't sit down on phone. I will make me feel so bad. Oh my God. It's like they're dying over there. They need help. We got to help them. Them days they're done. And I don't do it to myself. I don't do it to myself. And the chop on the family them so hard over here. And I make on own family them don't want to come back to Jamaica. And I make on own family them don't want to deal with it. And I make on own family just say, oh, we're just done with it.
Again, you could hear the sadness, the frustration in his voice in going through these experiences. And it's just terrible. It's just terrible. Like this is the mindset, and that this is just so prominent. And it's like, I hope people are wising up to this and seeing that, like he said, like this is the new chop, right? And this is the new way to get around and not go out and really work. And it's from the top down. And got a comment here from Punty. Throp, I wouldn't have known this. Sorry, let me read this up here. Throp, as a child, I saw my mom send money to her own brother to build furniture for a house, and it was never done years later, but the money was paid. So I learned from other people's mistake. I wouldn't have known this was possible if I didn't see it happen to my mom and other people. I was flabbergasted. Probably would have got caught in the same thing if I didn't see it. If I didn't see it as a child. And yeah, it's just like, man, it's just like so sad, but you gotta protect yourself. You know, you really, really do want to put yourself in the position of leverage and accountability, and not be that person, you know, not be that person that is, I mean, I'm not going to call anybody a sucker, because like this has happened to us, you know, travelers to Wellingtons at some point in time, while my dad was building the hotel. My dad even said he could have built 2 travelers with the money that he lost in trying to build travelers from New York when we were kids and sending money down. And at one point, he just, he was doing 2 weeks New York, 2 weeks Jamaica. And it got to the point that he was just losing so much money. He had to move down there full time in order to complete the hotel. And it just continued. And we're talking about, 90, started the hotel in 94, bought the property in 92, 94. And so this is the majority of my life that this has been the tale of Jamaica, the tale of doing construction in Jamaica, the tale of building a dream house, the tale of building your retirement home from the beginning of time, it seems. I don't know how old you are, Punty, but I'm sure you're a grown adult right now. And this was happening when you were a child. Really, really sad, really unfortunate. But it's just, you, as a person who's living abroad in the diaspora, you got to call a spade a spade. You got to, this is what it is. This is what it is. And how do we work around it? How do we work around it is the question.
We can't take it no more. You put on your own family them in the box, 6 feet Anna. Yes, you see them people over there, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, because some did feel too. What do you hear? When my own family them see somebody on sick bed and I lie to me in my face. Some people are also too. When you make them video, people, camera and being there 2 different things here. People can set up a black wall and video people, you think a 1,000 black or whatever, because you see so much black there you can't count. Right? You see a cement them there you can't count. Unless you go sit down on camera and tell them, say, yo, no count out 1 by 1, or count out me cement them 1 by 1, and do all sorts of shenanigans and them type of vibes there. You understand? The end of the day, the new chopping have to chop them own loved ones and family and relatives and friends. That's the new chopping now for these people in Jamaica. You hear them say them a scam back, this and that. Your own family a chop you for build houses in Jamaica, for build for them house, build for them life, buy for them car. Them not want you for have nothing in Jamaica for real, Yeah, man, your own family them not want you have nothing. Your own friends them no want you for come here and have nothing. Because you live a foreign already. Them think your life sort out already. And then poor them not even know. More time. The way your life lick you, sometimes you have to go sit down all now and bar and talk to all strangers. Because them not even know. Sometimes you have to walk all the park and go sit down. Because the way your life, sometimes you can't even go to your friend them over here. Because your friend them over here and for them problem too. You understand? And that's a lot of us going through. And more time we try to pick up all the phone for call on over this up. You don't want to hear it. Only thing you don't want to hear on the phone, you're not going to send this for me. You can't send that for me. You're going to send the money what me asked for last week.
It's crazy. Like what is that? What is that? Like what he's talking about? Like this is so true. Like this entitlement, this crazy entitlement. I don't want to just skim past it, but let's listen to it again. And this is the norm, and this is coming from some sort of deep history that I don't understand, and it's being taught to generation after generation because this is just so prominent. Let's listen to it one more time.
Only thing you don't want to hear on the phone, you're not gonna send this for me. You can't send that for me. You're gonna send the money what me asked for last week. You can't do that. And as soon as we say, so we're in a jam right now. We really can't do nothing right now. Beep, 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 beep. So me I go link you back. Something I go on right and now me have to go link you. Nobody want to hear your problem.
It's so true. I don't mean to laugh, but that's what it is. All they care about is themselves. And it's just so crazy. Where does this come from? And why is this such a prominent part of society and the culture? It's a mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling. And it's I just want to go through some comments here. Melanin says, so annoying. That's why I hide when I go back home. And there was for a long time, I never used to tell people I was leaving Jamaica because it's can you bring this back for me? And it's not I understand it. I understand it, but it's also Like there has to a stop has to be put to it. And I bring stuff back for people all the time, but it's just not at the rate that I used to. And like I know like my dad used to do that like crazy, 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 crazy. Like I don't know, it's like this guilt or whatever that he felt, but he used to like really go out his way when he was traveling back and forth to bring back tons of stuff for people. And it could be like little things. It could be like lotion. It could be a t-shirt, but he's doing it for like 10, 20 people. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And there's nothing wrong with being generous. There's nothing wrong with giving back or whatever it is, but not to the detriment of whatever it is that you're doing. Like he's like sacrificing his stuff that he wants to bring down to Jamaica to bring other people's stuff because they asked him to do this or asked him to do that. And it's just like, man, I'm not getting caught up in that. Like I'm not getting caught up in that. Like I used to do it, but and I may sound mean, I may sound whatever, but it's just like, man, come on. And like, not that it's like a tit for tat or you didn't do this for me, so I'm not going to do this for you. Like, not at all. The relationship already is a one-way situation. The friendship is already a one-way situation. Like, I'm just keeping it a buck. And then on top of that, I'm supposed to go out my way while I'm in New York or Florida, wherever it is, to go to this store to buy you this to bring back. Like, and it's not even, I wouldn't necessarily call it ungratefulness, but it's just like the expectation is just there. The entitlement is just there. It's just crazy to me, Like that's the way it is. And again, with my dad, he is very, very generous and very, very giving when it comes to these things. And he just is a person that doesn't know how to say no and say, can't do that. He'll always do that. And like, I think to my opinion, over the years, people have really, really taken advantage of his kindness. But I also feel like he's playing into this perpetual cycle of entitlement. And then I'm not saying like people need stuff. People need books. People need book bags, school supplies. No problem with that. But like this other stuff, man, I tell you, it's reading a lot of these comments here. People are really relating to this. Jala says some kind of resentment, life on the move with Noble Girl. Even people who you didn't think will scam do. A beloved family member asked for the same item from 3 family members overseas. Crazy. It's been years. It's been going on for years. My parents built a house on the other side of the island when they returned. Some of these I don't want to read. Yeah, it's really, really unfortunate. All right, let's wrap up the video here.
You understand? I mean, know a lot of people go through it. Nobody don't want to hear your cause, your problem, and how you're surviving in this life and time in North America or wherever you guys are. People don't want to hear that. You understand, my people? So now me just start look for life for just me now. Because nobody now will care. You understand? And everybody out there want to look for life for them nice ones to my people. And do a good job with these houses, man. But the outsides are nice, but inside them need look a touch-up work and stuff. But I know like this cutter house right here. Them new development what them do. Very nice, man. Very nice. Wish we could have money for do some of them development there. But again, my people, we're not going to dwell upon it for too long. But just know tell you say.
If you're a content creator of any kind, you need to check.
Sorry, another commercial.
We have to try harder and figure out a different way to build our houses. And everybody have the means of buying a house brand new from scratch in Jamaica. And everybody have the means to take loans from the bank and do mortgage and pay monthly. Not everybody have the means to do that. Some of us is just like me. We're normal people who have to take our time and try to depend upon the 1 and 2 people that we can. And everybody have the time to leave. Because people to leave here for a month and then have to go pay for a place at Jamaica for stay, buy food, groceries, rent a car, and still have to build up your place and then lose money, income too, also over a year. Or if you leave for 3 months, you know how much impact that put on you.
Just want to read some of these comments that I think are really, really relevant. TDC, and it's okay to disappoint people. I think that's I'm perfectly okay with that. And just think about that too, right? It's just you kind of got like I think you need to push people like to like yo, you got to do something. You know what I'm saying? They can't be completely reliant on this person or that person, whatever it is. It's like you gotta do something. And you know, the counter to that is Shauna here saying at minimum, most people will probably help assist with school fee that way. It seems more like an investment. I'm all for that. All for that. Melanin, people take advantage of you. That's right. That's right. M. Noel says, I remember when I used to visit family, I could get a meal and a drink. Not anymore. Everyone has their hand out. And yes, I don't tell them I'm coming to stay on that side of the island. I know a lot of people like that who just kind of come in and come out because it's just going to turn into this thing. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Kick Rock says, I think our generation is wising up now to say no. And I hope so. I hope so. I think that's going to make a stronger Jamaica that is more self-reliant as opposed to, I know we talked about this before. I forget the name of the live stream that we did, but it was basically talking about the new generation of the diaspora, maybe first generation American, Canadian, who don't necessarily feel that obligation to send money home. And we talked about this with Professor Brown, who is the president of UTEC. And he was just saying, like, this is the generation who is now of the first generation Canadian American who is now coming into the formalized workforce, who no longer have this obligation. He was making the point, it's like, what are we going to do now that if there is really a slowdown in remittances coming back to Jamaica, you know, how is that going to change the dynamics of the economy? Because this is an ongoing trend. And we did it in a way that that live stream that it's not only just Jamaica. I forget which, there was several African nations where the younger African generation are saying the same thing, the Gen Zs, and they just don't have that sense that their parents and grandparents had to send money back home. And I think a lot of it has to do with this. And like I know, even though I live in Jamaica now, and that's not the situation, my mindset is the same. It's just like I've seen my dad get taken advantage of completely, and if I was here, it's just like I'm gonna learn from my dad. I'm not gonna be my dad again. I gotta learn. The next generation has to learn and adjust here. Let's see. Red Stripe says, and you better plan out everything you give out. Trouble if you forget someone when they ask you, man. I tell you. All right, let's keep going with the video.
Stress, and you have to sit down and save up money for years. For just say, oh, I leave for 3-6 months. For go see if I can rat that stuff and bomb again. You understand my people? So it's not easy. It's not easy. All right, my people. So that's why everybody know that. So we just take the way we have. And right now, like I said, people, the place soon finally finish up. And we just gonna take it easy right now. We're not gonna rush nothing anymore. I'm just gonna take my time and do local by local until we make it. Now we're on a new program, new supervisor that they know, new people that look over the property to make things work. And we just gonna take my time and do it local by local. Now we're not jump ahead, or we used to jump ahead and try to rush the project. We don't rush in the project now with people. So now I just local by local, and we're gonna make it work. Again, everybody, can't pass it again, because we have to work, right? Everybody bless up on yourself. 416-876 Jamaica. I am out. Again, them people, make sure you like, share, and subscribe before me leave. Big up to all of my supporters, them who's been liking and been commenting and support.
All right, that's the end of the video. I'm going to put his channel again in the comment section here. Yeah, please go subscribe. Great video, great channel. Really, really broke it down. This is the other video I was telling you about. Hold on, let me see if I could find it. This one here. We're not going to watch it today. Being broke in Jamaica versus being broke in Toronto. I mean, the guy is spitting facts on facts on facts on facts, like crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. And yeah, let's get him some more subs. He broke that 10,000, which is great. Congrats. But super, super real dude. And I feel his passion. I feel his frustration in all these videos. but maybe we'll watch this one not right now, or maybe we'll watch it next time. But like I said, we got a short one today, but let's finish up with some comments here. And let me see where we're going to start. Let's finish up with some comments here. Sean says, I've been seeing more YouTube videos from Africa and Caribbean diaspora of not sending money back to their home country. Yeah, that's, like I said, I think that's becoming more of a norm, fortunately or unfortunately. Mullen said, it's so sad we have to do this. It's giving Haiti vibes. No disrespect to Haiti, but you know what I mean. Kick Rock says, the same one in Jamaica will laugh at us if we have nothing. So all I have to say is no. And so they can laugh at themselves now. Callison says, this guy hit the nail on the head. You ask where this all stemmed from. Came from these same Jamaicans who moved to foreign as long as I can remember and pretend to have the world when they visited. I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean by that. Let's see. Life on the Move with Noble Girl. I bought 3 hours away from where I grew up, and I go to Jamaica 6 times a year and do not go to the community where I grew up. Can't blame you. Kemi Apple says Jamaica is hand-to-mouth culture, so they don't plan ahead for tomorrow. Ms. Cole says, don't get me wrong, I pack barrels with food, etc., but once a barrel pack and send, I ain't putting no bundles and wig glue and a nice outfit with I'm sorry, Chris Willen in my suitcase. I'm not sure what that says. Shona says, Throp stated having an issue with purchasing a ticket. Oh, I missed that. John, can you put that again in the comments there? Or if you can just shoot me an email, John, I missed that. I'll try to scroll back up and find that. You can email me. I'm going to put my email address here. Let me know what the issue is, and we'll try and get that squared away. All right, let's wrap up with a few more comments here. Oh, man, I missed a whole bunch of comments. Okay. Kick Rock says, the generation before us proved they were wrong. Teach them to fish, not give away all the fish. Nicole Knight says, I think she's talking to somebody else. Constant says, remember as a youth growing up in Jamaica, watching these broke boys coming from New York, pretending that they live like kings while on vacation, only to head back to the basement they lived in foreign. Yeah, and I see a lot of this. I mean, but Jamaica is it's a very show-off society, really. It's just like, even if you don't have it, you're showing off. And then we all know, and I see this all the time, especially like when, say we have like a staff who left us and then maybe they go abroad and they start working, or they get a visa, whatever it is, and they come back. I mean, they are decked out head to toe. And I'm just like really showing, yo, I made it. I'm here. And I'm better off now than I ever was. And it's then, like you said, Callison, they're going back to their basement apartment. And it's just like, we can move with a little bit more humility, because I also feel like it shows this false sense of wealth, false sense of money, because it's not real. And that really goes to his video that he made about being broke in Toronto versus being broke in Jamaica. And he's just saying, like, people are faking jacks. And that's what it is. Like, people are really trying to pretend that they're living this life and they have all this money. And I don't think social media and internet has helped any of this at all. And it's just like crazy. And we really, from a cultural standpoint, I think we just got to get out of it. I mean, of this like showing off and being flashy, and just like live within your means. And it's like, why are you projecting this life? Why are you projecting this lifestyle that you live, when in the reality you have this mountain of debt? You're barely getting by, you're paycheck to paycheck, but you have to come back and you have to show you got you know, the new Jordans or whatever it is, whatever is in style, the Louis V, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you're coming back to Jamaica and you're punching down with your presence, and you're trying to show people something that's not even real. It's not even reality. It's not reality. And but it's just a reality of our culture. It really, really, really is. And come on, it's just so silly. And I don't know. I could see right through it. I see right through it. Justin says, "Don't beg me nothing. Stop the all caps and all generalizations." Cherie says, "I started saying no." Jam Jar says, "Jamaica has made me not want to be kind to anyone. These scammers broke my spirit." Oh man, sorry to hear that. It really does have a psychological impact when people chop you. Yeah, and we don't want to get to that point, right? We don't want to get to that point. And obviously the comments here, I think everybody's speaking to this very, very unfortunate, regularized, normalized experience of being scammed by the people that we are supposed to trust the most. And that's when it hurts. That's when it breaks your spirit. You know, forget it. Make it be some random guy on the street that you get scammed whatever money about. But like, to have your own family, your own flesh and blood do that to you, I mean, completely, I understand, completely would turn anybody off. Adlai says, the horror stories are many. It's hard to find people you can trust. But like I said, like once you do find people you can trust, I mean, you can close your eyes. I will say, in my experience, like good Jamaicans are like amazing, best in the world, best in the world. But to sift through and to find them, man, it's quite the process. It's quite the journey. But there are some really great, like even like my dad, for example, I just gave the example of like he's gonna go out of his way to bring back 10, 20 people's stuff, you know, of just he's sacrificing space in his suitcase, he's sacrificing his own stuff that he wants to bring back to Jamaica just to give back to these people that he cares about that may not necessarily have the same or reciprocate in any meaningful way whatsoever. But like there are many people who are just like my dad, who are just as giving, just as trustworthy. And like my dad and like even my dad's friends, like this circle, I mean, it's just so tight. And maybe that I wouldn't like to say that that's a different generation. No, I don't think that. I think these are like just really phenomenal, high character human beings that are Jamaican, and they would do anything for each other. And like the trust is blind trust, blind trust. And there's a lot of that in Jamaica as well. A lot of it. And I don't know of a level of loyalty that I've seen of that nature that with Jamaicans, but it's hard to find. Like there are some people, yes, I truly do trust in Jamaica, and they're great, phenomenal individuals. So there is definitely two sides to that coin. TDC consultant says boundaries and mindfulness are important. No doesn't mean I'm not going to do a thing. It means how I'm going to do it in a way won't leave me stretched thin and the other party empowered and less dependent. Right. And I think that's where a lot of guilt comes in, right? And because Jamaicans are very, very good at that, and putting on the guilt trip, like he was saying in this video, and making up this story. And it's just like, you know, everybody has problems. I'm going to help you out as much as I can, as much as I possibly can. M. Noel says, yes, I've learned from my mother's mistakes, and the next generation under me have learned this lesson also. Joan Richardson says, we've been asked for up to, is that 5,000 on my eyes? 5,000 US for our car loan. Our reply, sorry, can't afford to that sum after purchasing a home in Jamaica. One don't have spare money, just need to be strong and blunt. Agreed. Metro Atlanta, thank you for being a channel member. Appreciate you. Happy Sunday to you. Georgia Murray says, you're talking facts. We need to humble ourselves. Absolutely. Absolutely. Punty says, people that like that get robbed. though, on a regular basis. Not a good idea to show off. I never do anymore. Not since I was younger than 15 years old. Yeah. Not in my nature, not in my blood to do that. And I don't recommend anybody just showing off, trying to show that you're better than me. It's just ridiculous. Justin says it was the same thing before social media. Agreed. Jeff says, I have many Jamaican friends who come to Canada thinking the roads are paved with gold, but a reality check tells them differently. Jala says they want to show they're living the dream, aspiring to the notions and trappings of success. We got to give some of them some grace. They will soon grow out of it. Fair enough. Not going to read Justin's comment there. Kemi Apple says, it's cray when they say I need to borrow a large amount of money. You know they can't and won't pay you back. Yeah. And I had a friend, another hotelier, who told me after a while, he was just like, he no longer lends people in Jamaica money. He just gives it to them because you're just going to be disappointed. I've learned this. I mean, obviously not 5,000 US, but hey, can I borrow $1,000? Can I borrow $2,000? Jamaican, that is. I just when that B word borrow comes in place, I just know I'm not getting back. I just write it off. And then sometimes in that case, you're writing that person off forever because they said they're going to give you that money back, but they can never come back to you for another dollar. They can never come back to you to ask you for this or ask you for that. And it only costs you $30 US, right? Sometimes it's worth it to do that. Charge Treehouse says, when you become a target, you just have to let a lot of friends go. Sigh. This is probably a good YouTube example. Look what happened to that Ross Kitchen channel. They mashed it up because of people's bad mind. Yeah, that was a really, really sad situation, Ross Kitchen. And it speaks to this, everything that we're talking about. I mean, real estate, family, drama. And it was like a great Jamaican, great channel. And the whole thing's torn down. Synthwave, what's going on? Hope you're well, man. Big Bolt says, I've been a victim too many times. Jordan says, unfortunately, taking advantage for too often can change someone and create mistrust with others. Highly suspicious. Yep. Janice says, most of those who were raised before the late 1980s were like your dad. After that, we have become a nation of me instead of we. Ms. Stone says, Throp, thank you for highlighting this very important issue this Sunday. Blessings. Absolutely. Absolutely. Metro Atlanta Real Estate and Mortgage Insight says, we were praying for the medication that they were getting for free and helping with mortgage payments not being paid. TDC Consultant says, I think we also have a shaman culture too, where if people by means of grab and cash don't appear to be flourishing, people tend to be pseudo-initiative, insultive towards them. So I can see why Demo G put on for the other. Or understand what you're saying. I agree. I agree. Okay, I think we're gonna call it there. Yeah, it seems like this is a very oh, Justin, sorry, I actually have it saved. Got you, Just. Meant to put it up there. Membership for 30 months. You're the first, Justin. You're the first channel member. Appreciate you so much, man. And shout outs to all the channel members and shout outs to all the Patreons. Appreciate you. Really helps move this channel forward. Really helps out a ton. Didn't forget you, Justin. I had to say, I actually forgot to put it up, but I saved it. So we're going to leave that one there. We're going to definitely do another one of this guy's video. It's just too good. He's really great. And like I said, I got his channel actually in the comments. I mean, in the description below. So you can go ahead and click it and join up. This is great. Thank you, everyone, for your participation in today's live stream. And of course, if you haven't already, get your ThropX tickets at thropx.com. We still have tickets for sale for the full week. And I know Shona had put in the comments, somebody's having a problem buying a ticket. Please shoot me an email, throp@thropmedia.com. things are coming together very, very well. Very excited. And if you can't make it in person, you can always come on the virtual tickets, which are for the Monday and Tuesday, the education panels. So if you're unable to make it in person, you can buy the virtual tickets. You can do that at thropx.com. And let's see, if you don't know what ThropX is, we're going to play the trailer here in a second. Thank you, Shauna. Appreciate you. Another 30-month member. Appreciate you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can't forget that. Can't forget that. You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining up. All right, we're gonna play the trailer, and then we're gonna get out of here. Thank you all so much for joining today's live stream, and I'll see you on Friday. We're gonna have a ThropX trailer. We're gonna have a ThropX live stream on Friday, and I will see you then. Everyone, have a great week. Thanks for joining. See you Friday.
Jamaica finds itself on a transformative journey. The government has committed billions of dollars to infrastructure improvements over the next 5 years, including highways, bridges, hospitals, and water systems. But it's not just the government. Major private sector investments are flowing into the country like never before. Billions of US dollars are being poured into residential projects and commercial developments. The economic indicators are undeniable, showing a positive path for Jamaica's future. Now is the time to be a part of this growth. You don't want to miss out on the opportunities unfolding before your very eyes. Enter ThropX 2024, Jamaica's premier real estate and investment conference, taking place from November 17th to November 22nd in Negril, Jamaica. ThropX is your portal to understanding the investment opportunities available throughout Jamaica. Learn from the experts driving Jamaica's economic success and uncover its potential for yourself. Whether you want to learn how to purchase property in Jamaica, network with top-tier practitioners, or explore what it's like to live and thrive here, ThropX is the place to be. Join a community of like-minded individuals and be part of a group of potential investors ready to grow with you. Join us at ThropX 2024, where all your questions about living, investing, and thriving in Jamaica will be answered. Secure your future, embrace the journey, and see you in Negril. Register now at thropx.com.
Welcome to Cocoa Palm Hotel Negril. My name is Kimisha Brackett. I am the sales and marketing manager here on property. At this property, we're a standalone hotel owned by a Minnesota family. We have 107 rooms on property. Our rooms catered for adults and kids. We have rooms with 2 beds. We also have suites, ocean view suites, cocoa suites, junior suites. We have 2 swimming pools on property, our family pool, which is a courtyard pool, and we have our adults only pool. We also have a jacuzzi here on property. We have our restaurant, Marley's by the Sea restaurant, that caters for breakfast and dinner on a daily basis. We have a Marley's Beach Bar and Grill that caters for lunch. Come and walk with me. Let me take you to the beach, our beautiful 7 Miles Beach, right where we do most of our activities. We have our activities that we done daily. We have our cocktail party that is held every Monday at 6 until 7 right here on property. Complimentary cocktail for our guests and hors d'oeuvres. We also have our entertainment on Wednesdays and Fridays. On Fridays, we have a full cultural showcase, the fire-breathing dragon on property and a full cultural show. We have our spa on property. If you want to do your massages on the outside or indoors, we can do that for you. We also have a gift shop on property that caters for all Jamaican souvenirs. Whatever you left at home, you can get it in our gift shop. Come and enjoy the beautiful property, Cocoa Palm Negril, here in Jamaica.
My name is Daniel Grizzle. I'm the managing director of Shirella Inn, which is a family-owned and managed small 59-bedroom hotel situated right in the center of the famous Negril beach. And I would like very much to invite you all to come and experience what life is like here in Shirella Inn, to be part of our extended family. Several of the rooms are just open, overlooking the beautiful Caribbean Sea, and you have tall, waving coconut trees to welcome you and keep you cool on the beach. And you have a warm and interesting staff here ready to keep you comfortable, to make you feel at home, and to enjoy that you stay happy and peaceful.